In this life of traveling with Flynn, I get to meet a lot of people. You can also choose not to meet people, right, as you go. But as I walk him and we go to dog parks and different places, we meet other dog lovers. And the two people that you're going to see today, you might have already seen them in another video that's about surprising a dog mama. If you haven't seen that, then they'll be brand new to you. Kris and Shari are wonderful friends, and they are huge, huge fans of dogs. Crazy about the canines, as I say. So what you'll hear from them are their stories about different dogs that they have in their lives, but especially about Bayley, their border collie, and Baxter, their new puppy that they got. Well, it's been a little bit now, right? I think he's like, what is he, 16 months or something like that, but he's like 8 months. So this was done, this interview took place on my birthday in August 2024. And what a gift it was to me to get to talk about dogs on my birthday and catch up with my friends. I hope you enjoyed their stories.
My name is Shari.
And my name is Kris, and we have been together for almost 24 years now.
24
It's
years.
quite a long time.
Yes, it is.
I've been traveling full time in our van for the last 3 years. It's a self-converted van. Decided to do van life a dozen or so years ago. I thought it would be kind of fun, and it has been. We've been having a great time. Travel around with our border collie Bayley and our newest addition.
Baxter.
He's a
So you're going to hear them
little
in the
guy.
background.
Yeah, they're playing in
They're
the
fighting
background.
over a tennis ball. Baxter is 8 months now, and Bailey is 14 years old.
Yes. So you have wonderful dog stories because you've had dogs together for years and years. You've had like, did you have like, would you have 4 or 5 at one time or something
We had
like?
four at one time.
Okay, yeah, you had a bunch. I mean, that's a pack. That's like a huge pack in my opinion.
When we met, Kris had Lipo,
Yeah, I had one dog when we met.
and she was a black
Retriever
retriever,
mix. Like a retriever
lab mix,
Yeah,
bigger dog.
yeah. And then we together got two more, all rescues
All rescues of some sort.
from the
yeah.
Humane Society in Maui. We lived in Hawaii for 20 years, so it was in the Humane Society in Maui. And yeah, so we had three dogs together in Hawaii before we left. And then moving to Washington State, where we have been based out of for 15 years, we wound up getting, over the years, three more. One would pass, and another one would just find its way into our lives, and that's just kind of how it's happened.
Yeah, that's rescue for you, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
we were
rescue.
never looking. They would just
They always found us,
Just found us somehow.
including the newest 8-month-old Baxter.
no
He-
plan on getting another dog, and there he
he
was.
just happened.
Yep. He says, "I'm going
And
with
that
you."
was a shock. That was such a shock that you guys actually took him because you're like, you're just traveling along. You just left me practically, right? And then you're traveling, and I'm like, oh, they're doing great. They're getting there. And the next thing I know, wait, oh, wait, another dog? Like where? Their van is tiny. Where are they going to put it? There's like this much of an aisle. So that
Well,
just,
we had this much space we had to fill in the van, and we thought,
He
you know
just
what,
fit
that's his
nicely.
size. He fits
Yeah,
perfect.
He's easy to step over.
so funny.
Yeah, there was no plans to go home with him.
No.
It happened very quickly.
Yeah,
and we just knew instantly.
Yeah.
We're just like, I think we're
Yeah.
taking this dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brought down from Washington State. We got him in Nevada.
Just outside the Reno area.
Yeah, they were
Carson
doing an
City.
adoption event, and
Well, it's friends of ours, we should say. Friends of ours that are associated with the rescue in Washington brought dogs down to another friend of ours in Nevada for this adoption event. There were 7 dogs. And of the 7, he was the only one left at the end of the adoption event. There were 3 people during the long weekend that wanted him, and they all fell out for one reason or another. Either the home inspection didn't work out, or the partner came in and said, "Oh, I wanted a bigger dog," whatever. So he was the only one left. So we showed up at our friend's house on like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon and saw him and said, "Who's he? He's not yours. He's new." She told us the story, and long story short, we left at 10 o'clock the next morning with him in our arms.
since we knew them, they
Yeah, they waived
waved the
the home inspection because we said, "Well, our home is the van. What kind of yard do you have?" Well, we
different
open
every
our
day.
door. It's the beach. It's the forest. It's a truck stop. Who
but
knows?
they were very excited that we were
Yeah.
taking him, and
And he's been a perfect fit.
Yeah. And
and
how do you explain that though? It's so true because like when a dog is meant to be yours, it just kind of blows your mind, doesn't it? When you look back on it, it makes sense at the time, but initially you're,
Yeah.
if you think about it, it's kind of amazing. Like Flynn picked me. I was not looking for a dog that was grown. I wanted a puppy. So how
right.
like
Right.
because he was
Right.
left. Of course, we know he wasn't left for you. Like, I mean, left like for because he wasn't wanted. He was left for you two, is what I mean.
Right. I think we really think he waited for us because I mean this has been such a perfect fit. It's like
He's only our
meant to
second
be.
puppy.
He's only our second puppy. That's
we
true.
wouldn't have got a puppy. I mean, not in the van and all that.
'Cause,
And so
puppies.
we just knew. I mean, there wasn't like she was like, "Oh, I want it," and I don't. We just looked at. We were like, "I think we're taking him with us." And we're like, "I think we are." Like, I don't know why, but we are, right?
We
Like,
did.
yeah.
It's exactly how it happened. We looked at each other and said, "I think we're taking this little one
I'm
home."
not sure why this isn't rational, but there you have it.
And then
And there is a little backstory to that as well, because of course we're not going to take a puppy without Bailey's approval. And we have a friend that's kind of intuitive with dogs, and so we sent her a text and said, "We're thinking of doing a thing," and she said, texted back, she goes, "I don't know what you're doing, but the answer is yes."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, we want to know if Bailey is okay with bringing
A puppy into the
puppy to life,"
house.
and she said, "Absolutely yes."
Yeah, so she connected intuitively with Bailey, and Bailey right out of the gate said yes, no
So
hesitation.
that was
So
we're like, okay,
That's it.
that's the censure.
is Bailey, she's sweet and everything, but she's not friendly to every dog. And she's like definitely can be alpha. And so that is really cool that she was like, "Yep, that's my brother."
Ooh, he focuses.
He is the most observant dog
He is.
we have ever had.
Yep, he's pretty cool.
I love to run and I love to play. Yes. Sticks.
Might be with my mamas.
His middle name, he always has to be chewing something.
He always he has a weed sticking out of his mouth.
His
straws.
his middle name is What's in Your Mouth.
Yeah. Hi, Baxter.
Baxter, what's in your mouth?
Bailey, I'm crazy about her, not just because she's a border collie, right? Everybody's gonna think that's why. That's not why, but I just love her so much. I had a connection with her right away. I just felt like I knew her somehow too. And
Did.
so tell us her story of how she came into your lives.
Well, it was a pretty similar situation. We put down one of our other dogs, Kua. And that same day, a really good friend of ours passed away, who happens to be the brother of our friend who's intuitive, who speaks to dogs, communicates with animals. Does that make sense? Did I explain that right? So we were with the family, grieving and doing all the things, and Bailey belonged to him, to the owner, the guy that passed away.
Now, can I also say she was he lived on a ranch and she was always an outside dog. I mean, she wasn't hurting animals or anything like that doing border collie skills, but she was just always outside. She was never an inside pet.
Yeah, she was always just a kind of a ranch dog, hobby farm kind of ranch dog. And we've always loved her. Anytime we'd visit, we absolutely loved her. And we just, in fact, our friend would look at us and go, "Knock it off. You're going to ruin my dog." Because we'd be petting on her and loving on her and spoiling her. And, and she's just an outside ranch dog,
Yeah.
So anyway, we were sitting with our friend who can speak to animals and talking to her one day while we were with the family grieving and all that. And she said, "Bailey really wants to go home with you." And I said, "Well, it's not our call to make. She's not our, we can't just take the dog,
We just lost a dog. We're not ready for another dog yet. We still have two other dogs.
And then this guy's wife was, it's like, we can't just take a dog from her, and she said, "No, Bailey really wants to go with you. And I think she's your first dog, Lipo, who I think Shari mentioned earlier. I think she's your first dog coming back into your life." And we're like, "No, there's no way, no way."
Come on.
And our friend had never met Lipo. And so after a few minutes back and forth, I looked at her and I said, "If this is Lipo coming back to us, tell me what color Lipo's collar and leash was," because she had the same color her whole life. And our friend looked down at Bailey and then looked back up at me and went, "Purple." Just matter of fact. And that was the color.
Right.
And we're like,
Oh, boy.
okay, I'm going to cry now. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I guess we're
we're taking a dog.
taking her home. Her name was actually Bea,
Yeah.
and we changed it to
Yeah,
Bailey.
we just couldn't say Bea.
Yeah, that was a hard one. So
I'm okay.
No, I get it.
we've never had a border collie, and as you know, they can be a litlittle intense. She looks at us with those brown eyes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't tell if I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've always had like lab mixes, and they're all just all like, So there was a couple come to Jesus moments, with
Yeah.
we're gonna brush you and we're gonna do all the things now because you're now a pet, and so
And I'll tell you, she has fallen into that lifestyle. She's
Oh,
a diva
man,
dog
she
now.
just is diva dog.
If we go on a hike and we want to sleep in the tent, she just looks at us like, I have a blanket and pillows at home. Why am I out here?
Why are we outside?
Yeah, total diva dog.
Yeah, there were times I was surprised she wasn't outside and she was inside your van because she wanted to be inside. She was outside for how many years? 7 years or something, I think.
Yeah, she was 6 or 7 when we got her. So yeah,
We're calling it
it's
6.
only 6, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, she was always just outside.
She said enough of that. Oh,
Come here, baby.
early. Want to see Bailey? Sit up. No,
Bailey,
no. Wait, he's getting down. No, sit up. Sit. I'm going to see if you can see her.
Can you lift her up on the seat? Lift her up on the seat. There we go. There's Bailey. Look, there's Bailey. There she is. Look, serious place. There we go. Look at Emily. Look at Emily. Like, what? What?
Aw. That's okay. I won't take it personally. Look
Well,
at
and she's camera shy,
Oh,
so I think she totally knows she's on video. She's just like,
I don't like that.
She's like, you're not fooling me. Oh, Bailey, we miss you. Forget
Camera,
about
camera shy dog with a YouTube channel.
Yeah, go. Yeah, that's hard to do.
Oh,
That's hard to do.
so
So,
fun to see her.
all right, there she is. There she is. All right.
Thanks. So what other like stories do you want to share from your heart? Because you are dog lovers. Like Sherry, you grew up with dogs, I believe, right? You said you like had dogs on and off kind.
We had a couple. Yeah, we had a couple of outside dogs on a ranch. And then we had a couple of inside dogs here and there.
Yeah. But then like Kris, you had never had a dog, right?
No, I had never had a dog growing up. My parents just aren't dog people, which is weird. And now I'm like, yeah, look, I have 4 of them.
Now they have grandpups.
Now they have grandpups. That's fun. So yeah, so Lipo was my first dog that I got when we were in Hawaii, and I was in my late 20s at that point. So yeah, and I don't know, I can't imagine life without a dog. They're amazing. They give so much to you. I mean, we smile and laugh daily with these guys, and they bring so much joy. Yeah, I can't imagine not having a dog.
What do you think are like some of your biggest lessons from your dogs through the years? Because they teach us so much. I never can get over how much they teach us compassion, networking, right? Everything. I mean, Flynn teaches me daily, like you said, makes me laugh daily and teaches me, I feel daily. So what would are your biggest lessons?
Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Just let things go. If it happened 5 minutes ago, it's a
let it
lifetime
go.
ago. Just let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely live in the moment and have fun with everything you do. Just look for the joy in things. A stick brings these guys so much happiness. It's crazy. Bailey will find a stick somewhere, and all of a sudden she's a 1-year-old puppy just prancing and bouncing and playing. I think you've seen that. She's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is true. It's older dogs, sometimes they get that burst of energy and you just see the puppy is back again, which is so, because this guy is going to be 9 in December 1st. I can't believe it. So it's like, that's getting up there, that's going to, but yeah, so that's a great lesson though, is live in the moment, because so often we're looking at what we have to do and where we have to go, especially in van life, right? But the thing is with the van life and nomad life, we get to kind of pull back and actually stay put for a while. And like we were in some of those beautiful places in the desert together with the sunsets that we got to see.
Oh, I
We
know.
got to like soak that in and live in that moment. And then the weird stuff like Starlink, we didn't know what that.
I know.
I'll put that for you.
Kris, did you get that? Yeah.
And you didn't, but whatever. But yeah, it's a really good point that I think they've taught us that, and we have actually listened. I think too many people don't listen to that lesson, and hopefully this will kind of help them do that, right? Because we have to slow down. You have to take it in, enjoy the sunset. If you're in the city, enjoy the sunset between the buildings, whatever we have to do.
Whatever.
Take that moment and do that. So,
And another thing is, because dogs' lives are so short, you really need to live in the moment and enjoy it, because you never know when your last day will be. So make sure you enjoy it. I think that's probably why dogs are the way they are, because they don't live as long.
And they also make you aware of your emotions.
Yeah.
As you know, like if you're feeling down or you're just angry or something, they'll come and like,
Yeah.
like, I don't like it when you say that word, and
What word?
that word, not me. It's never.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very
So-
true. That's very true.
Like, you need to take it down. Okay, all right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Take it down a notch. Yeah, absolutely.
I think maybe the lessons or advice, because that the answer to that would be the rescue, adopt, don't shop kind of thing. And for us that's important, and I don't know if that would be contra to what your listeners. I don't know.
Not at
I mean,
all.
it's our feeling, because I would much rather rescue a dog and have it, and they've always found us, than go buy a dog from a breeder. Dogs that need homes, and I think rescues are really good because they know they're rescued and they appreciate that. They can sense that.
That's a huge lesson because you've rescued all your dogs, right? You're saying all your dogs you've rescued,
All
which
our
is
dogs have been rescues.
so many people think that they're like problem dogs and things like that, and they might have some issues. Let's face
Sure.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
Yeah, overall, I mean, so 6 dogs in our lives have all been a rescue of one way or another, and they have all been amazing dogs. And yeah, sure, some of them might have been a little, hard to handle at first, or you need to, work out a behavior, but you just spend the time and give them the love and the attention they need, and they're great dogs.
absolutely, I think that's the biggest lesson right there is that whether it's a puppy, that's a lot of energy, and yeah, they might be a blank slate, but they're not really, right? And then
Right.
because you could damage them, so to speak, as you bring them up if you're not bringing them up the right way. Because I didn't know what the heck I was doing with my first dog. Oh, poor Morgan. God bless her. But right, I learned. So I think that's a good point. And then a rescue, they might have issues, or the person might have had issues, and you just have to
Absolutely.
help that dog and help them. Train them. Really is what it is. So yeah, that's good. That's a great lesson because you too can really speak from experience. You're not like one rescue, which I mean, still that's amazing too. But you had 6 rescues. That's a lot. For
Yep.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. And anything else you want? Oh, how about you share like your YouTube channel and stuff like that? Because people might be interested in following your life because you have 2 dogs and you have a
Yep.
very lifestyle that most people like. We wanted that, right? For how many years, and then we
Oh, I
finally
know.
done
I
it.
know. Okay, so our YouTube channel, it started out primarily as a channel to share our hiking adventures. We're avid outdoors people. We love camping, hiking, all that. And then it just transitioned into van life. So there's a lot going on our channel. But it's van life as we travel around full time with 2 dogs. And it's kind of a little bit how to do that and be successful at it. It's AKA The Girls. If you just search for that on YouTube. Emily, can you put a link maybe in the thing, make it easier. But yeah, it's been a full-time YouTube channel for 4 years now. 4 years,
yeah.
4 years doing it. We generally will do a video a week. Some long hikes we've done, there's been a video a day for hiking. So
a lot of dog stuff.
there's no dogs on the hiking video. Sorry, that was
A lot of dogs in the park, though.
a lot of dogs in the park. A lot of looking at dogs in the park. So yeah, so that's our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. Because
Thanks,
I
Emily.
love you guys and I love your dogs. Well, Baxter have to meet, but I'm gonna love him, I know. So I'm just grateful that we finally did this. We've talked about it like for a cajillion years, it feels like. But we're finally doing it. So thank you.
Thank
Sure
you for
thing,
your
Emily.
channel. You
I
do an
know.
awesome job. We
I know.
really, really enjoy your podcast.
We've listened to your podcast as we've been driving down the road, and they're fun.
So professional.
They're a lot of fun. Yep, very well done.
Yeah, you'll be on it now. Yay.
Sorry.
Professional?
Uh-oh, there goes your ratings.
Yeah, right. Oh well. I'm putting you out first. That's so funny.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Flynn.
Bye. Bye, Flinny.
So what do you think of those dogs? They are some lucky, very blessed dogs to have those 2 dog mamas, aren't they? Now, if you could do me a favor, click like so that other people can find these videos that are dog lovers that would enjoy dog stories. And I have a update that I really don't want to give you, but I need to, and that is that Bayley did pass on November 2nd, 2024. It was her time to go. She had some different things going on and surgeries and things like that. So they had to let her go. But I consider myself one blessed woman, blessed auntie, if you will, to have gotten to know her. Now, if you continue on, you'll see there's some goofy bloopers because we're friends and we messed up and we had a good time. And I hope that you'll come back for the next video. See you then.
Sherry, you want to go first?
Well, I'm Sherry.
Sherry, you want to go first?
I'll just say, like, I'm Sherry and you're Kris, and we travel full time in the van. And
Remember when we did that video and I
Yeah, I
said,
said
hi, I'm Sherry, and she said, I'm Kris.
yeah, we did. And we left it in.
Yeah, we left it in.
Um,
Oh,
Welcome to my podcast. This is so fun because I'm just starting it back up, and I've taught. Well, I've spoken to you about this like how many billions of times, and I'm totally screwing up. So let me try again.
We're
very good.
familiar. Don't make us get the giggles or you're screwed.
Oh God, don't make us get the giggles.